So welcome back to another bangers video. So this time we got Kyo talking about this is Wuthering Wave's most important update yet. So as you all know, when I was reacting to the live stream, I give it like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, pretty sure I give it an 8 out of 10. So what do I see is mostly the plot, the main story. It looks like really good. We got to see Augusta, we got to see iuno, the gameplay and everything. Those are the good part, but the bad part, I think the bad part of Wuthering Wave in 2.6 is the event. The event is not interesting to me at all. Like not even one bit. Like there used to be like I think it's 2.4 or 2. Yeah, 2.4. We got the card event. We got the combat event. 2.5. There's nothing. We got a lower matching cards. Like what the fuck was that? So I'm not the big hype for those like mini type event. Mostly I'm hype for like combat events or like something that's like enjoyment, like Fall Guys in ZZZ. Those are the enjoying one. But this one it's just like tower defense simulator. Like come on man, you got to do better. But that's the only thing I got that is like keeping me from giving a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. It is because of the event. So you guys can disagree on me on this. So I think I already gave my opinions. So let's see what Glaive Kyo talking about the Wuthering Way most important update, which I didn't see yet. So let's see what is it. So take it away, Glaive Kyo.
Oh my god, that's hot. And oh, that's
So the introduction
so
is gotta be the glazing of Wuthering Wave. Like look at that. That is look so good.
Okay, you know time. Best girl. She a brat. Oh my god, she's a brat. No way. Correct her.
Dude, she's so pretty.
Bro, everybody's saying for iuno. Is it called iuno or iuno? I don't know.
Holy fuck.
The upcoming version 2.6 for Wuthering Waves, titled By Sun's Scourge, By Moon's Revelation, is shaping up to be an update that feels like more than just a routine content drop. It is a moment that has the potential to change the entire conversation around the game, cementing its place in the market or exposing its deepest flaws. On the surface, the community reception has been overwhelmingly positive. The hype for the two new characters is massive. The promise of a rapid story conclusion is a huge draw, and the sheer volume of content has players excited.
Toxic,
But when you
oh yeah,
look
toxic
closer,
positivity.
the real story goes beyond the patch notes to what this update represents. This update is being seen as a powerful statement from the developer, Kuro Games, a culmination of their entire philosophy on how to manage a game and its community. Yet beneath all of this optimism, there is one significant long-standing concern that quietly threatens to undermine it all. So today we're going to break down the key parts of version 2.6, but to truly understand why this update is landing so well, we need to look beyond the patch notes. The reason for all of this excitement stems from a consistent pattern of
that was
behavior
good.
from Kuro
So
Games, rather than
I
any
didn't say
single
anything
piece of
because this is like
content.
mostly
most
the
important
introduction.
feature
So
of this patch
let's see
isn't a
what
resonator, it is the
what is the
proof that
W Kuro
developers
game
are
part.
actually listening. We can start small with the claim all button. This isn't a ground.
Oh my god. I forgot they had a claim all button. Like finally, like every game did that. Why not Kuro Games still using the tapping one by one? Finally, the claim all button is like a game changer. It's like really a game changer because like Kuro Game used to have like have so many like events, like small events. So you have to like claim one by one on each event, and there's like 5 events, so you have to click one by one. I know it's not that much, but it's so annoying. It's just so annoying. You just like click one like Honka Star or ZZZ, boom, your claim all button. That is like W quality of life chain.
Breaking feature. It is a simple quality of life update that removes a minor
And
repetitive annoyance.
this is good too. This is good. Because you don't have to click one by
from
one
the
again.
daily gameplay loop. It is the kind of thing that doesn't
Like
generate
suffering
hype,
for
but its
weekly
absence
event
creates
is
friction.
like
That's
still
tiny bit of
pain.
frustration that adds up over time. Adding
Is
it
that
now
like
is a quiet
quickly
acknowledgement
match
from
or
Kuro
quickly
that they
event
understand the player's day-to-day experience. It is a sign that they're not just looking at the spreadsheets, they are actually playing their own game. But if the claim all button is a quiet
True.
nod, the overhaul to the flight system is a public declaration. This was one of the most persistent points of feedback ever since 2.0. The fix was a fundamental redesign of a core system, making flight permanently available.
Okay, so let's give my takes on here. So the flight, it's cool. Everybody's like hype for the flight, but to me, I already expected they're gonna put a flight. I don't know. It just looks to me like everybody like complaining about the flight. So Kuro Game like actually, I don't know. They always listen. So if the more like community want flights in the old region, they're gonna put it. They're not gonna ignore them. So it's just like W Kuro Game, but is it like unsuspected? No, it's just like everybody expected. Like I expected they gonna add it at some point, but the jump, like the change on the flight, is actually good. It's like a good idea, but to me, it's also expected. You know why? Cause I already having any problem using the flight because I always use Phoebe. You know Phoebe have her whole button. Yeah, she have a whole button that makes you fly. So I just like right click fly, right click fly. That's like double jump. So it's like you're on a high ground, then you just fly, take away. You don't have to like find a high ground or anything. But that's a W, so I don't have to use Phoebe anymore. Since I mostly use what's that? Kaditeya now. Or Lupa.
In the older regions, and more importantly, allowing you to activate it from flat ground without needing to jump off a ledge first. That changes everything about how you traverse the world. It shows a willingness to fix foundational issues, not simply pile new content on top of a flawed base. These actions elevate the update from being a good patch to a strategic cultivation of goodwill in the live service world.
Oh, that angle is still crazy to me. I still remember it. Like, it looks so detailed. Like, are you kidding me? This looks so detailed compared to all the map. Look at this. This looks so detailed. What the fuck? Am I good at baiting?
Service world, player trust is the most valuable currency there is. It is a market where players are conditioned to feel like their feedback goes into a void. So when a developer acts on that feedback so decisively, it builds an immense reservoir of loyalty. It is this foundation of trust that creates the lens through which the entire community is now viewing version 2.6. The hype for everything else is amplified because it is built on the belief that the people making the game are on the player's side. So with that foundation of goodwill firmly in place, let's look at what is actually being built on top of it. This is version 2.6, which is set to release on August 28th. It is being presented as the grand conclusion to the entire Rinasita story arc. At the heart of it all, the two new characters feel like the central pillars of the entire update. First, you have Augusta, who represents the blazing sun.
The better Marika.
Community has latched onto her war goddess aesthetic immediately. You can see the design philosophy here.
Well, I just realized that Augusta, actually looking dope as fuck. You know why? It's not like her design is dope, but I didn't realize her blade. Her blade is actually like a tiny sort of blade inside a big claymore. So it's not like a big claymore. It's more like small blade bunched together to form a big one. I didn't notice that. That is cool. That's cool to me.
Fiery red hair.
And then you use all the small piece and form into a long sword. That's like so cool. I just realized that during the live stream.
The hard metallic armor that is softened by sheer fabric, and a very distinct Roman mythological influence running through it all. Her official title is the F4 of Septimont, and she looks like the part. Authoritative and powerful. And she
looks like a real leader compared to Marika. Like, you have to be honest. Come on, holy shit. You cannot defend Marika. Like, Augusta looks like a real leader.
Released on August. You know what I'm saying? Augusta? No? And to compliment her, You have Yuno, the crescent moon. Her design is all elegance and mystique. A blue and white color palette with these intricate metallic accents. Overflow.
Oh, she doesn't wear any. She doesn't wear any socks or like high heels or anything. It's bare feet.
Flowing cloth. This sun and moon duality proves to be the core theme of the entire patch. The update
Someone get her shoes right now. Somebody get her real high heels.
Narrative anchors for this story. Pulling for them isn't just a gameplay decision, it is how you engage with the main plot. Now let's look at how they play, because their kits are just as deliberate as their designs. Augusta is a 5-star Electro character using a broad blade. I know, she should be fusion because her hair is red. I get it. But she's Electro, okay?
Could you imagine Augusta joining a motorcycle out of nowhere? Imagine Augusta instead of flying with your Phoenix or Gryffindor, you just like spawn a motor out of nowhere and just duck slam the monster. That would be crazy. That would be a 10 out of 10.
Hey, let her go. She is a main DPS. Her whole kit seems to revolve around high frequency damage, hitting fast and often, building up.
Like, this is what I like about Augusta. Like, she slammed down and like her pieces, her sword pieces like separate. That is like so cool. Am I crazy?
What are being called lightning stacks before unleashing a powerful transformation during her ultimate. And then you have Yuno, a 5-star arrow character using gauntlets. Isn't she supposed to be what? She is a healer and a support, but more specifically, she is rumored to be Augusta's support. Her abilities are designed to directly buff Augusta's combat style.
We're back at it again. We're back at it again with the 2 best slot inside a patch. So this is a problem to me. You know why? Cause I want both of them. Since I want a iuno more, but I didn't have a hero to play with. Like I didn't have a character like Jian or like someone who can do heavy attack. So it forced me to try to get Augusta. You know what I mean? So I literally today, like yesterday. So yesterday I just bought the money pass just to get those 2. Like trying to pray to God I get Augusta early pity.
This combat style.
Guarantee
this also ties into the phenomenon players have been noticing for a while. Animation creep. Basically, it means the animations for new characters just keep getting better and more elaborate. Like, Augusta's gacha pull animation is the
all Withering Wave characters like getting so much better, even though it's like I think like I saw a tweet in X like saying about the facial face of comparing with Augusta and Zani. Like, come on, that okay? It's the same, but what's wrong? They like grumpy. They both grumpy, okay? But the animation is like different, like compared to other one. Like I'm pretty sure they didn't reuse the effect of all the character, or if they do, they just like use a bit, and the skill and like the animation like different. It's like really different. So every character have their own unique animation. That is one thing I like about Withering Wave. It just makes the characters like so unique. So you don't have like Augusta like have like small piece of this older character. It doesn't look cool. It make Augusta like really unique instead of like a baby of Jian or baby of Carlotta, like small piece of their moveset. You know what I mean?
The latest example. Instead of causing anxiety, the community celebrates this. It is seen as a sign of Kuro's commitment to constantly raising their own
okay, I'm pretty sure this is like the gacha, the gacha
making
wish.
the act of actually getting a new character a spectacle in itself. So we have these 2 characters who
true, like to me, I would like my 5 stars be like a real 5-star. It's not like a 4 stars, but crack. You know what I mean? So I want my 5-star like really unique, have like different animation compared to anybody. That is like one way to like convince me or other people. Most of the majority want to pull them.
Are clearly the narrative
instead of putting extra damage or extra bonus damage or support, like Honkastaria.
Focus, but the way Kuro is choosing to tell their story is just as interesting as the story itself. They're splitting the main quest into 2 parts.
hot take. I don't know. It is a hot take, but I love how they divide the main story. I love this. I oh, this thing again. I know I haven't done Lupa second half yet, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I promise you. I promise you I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But dividing is like saving the hype of each update. You know what I mean? Like saving the hype of, like, for example, this is hype and this is also hype. So like every gacha game in the middle of the patch, it's like it's dead. It's nothing new. Or maybe it's like some small or 1 or 2 event that is like dead. Mostly gacha games like hype at the first patch, at the start of the first week. Then the whole 3 weeks or 4 weeks, it's just dead patch. So doing this, it's just like remaining the hype, giving players like a reason to lock in the mid of the patch. You know what I mean? And that is good. I love this.
Now, this isn't the first time they've done this. We saw the same structure back in version 2.4, and the immediate reaction from some is to call it an artificial time gate, a way to stretch content out. And while that is technically true, what the community has found is that this pacing has a significant upside. Instead of everyone finishing the entire story in 2 days and then having nothing to talk about for the next 5 weeks, this staggered release keeps the patch feeling alive. It creates a mid-patch event, a second wave of hype that keeps the discussion going. It turns the entire update cycle into a continuous narrative, fostering.
Well, we just have the same idea. Why do we always have the same idea? I don't know. It's just facts. Come on, man. This is not pre-watch.
Weeks of prediction and theories, and that prevents the patch from feeling front-loaded and then immediately forgotten. And that sustained discussion is especially important right now because the stakes of the story feel higher than ever. The community is still processing the conclusion to Frolova's arc in version 2.5. That was the moment players realized that this story has teeth, that Kuro isn't afraid of permanent tragic consequences for its major characters. Nobody feels safe anymore, and that President is coloring all the speculation for this update. I don't want to cry anymore, man. Don't do this to me, man.
You can't keep getting away with it!
This directly fuels the dominant theory about.
You know what happened during that? Because the lore people keep thinking iuno is gonna get killed. Wait, not iuno. Oh yeah, iuno gonna get consumed by the Dark Titan, gonna get killed or revived. But the main problem is Garatia. You remember the last part of the Withering Wave live stream? It showed like Garatia and the gun girl. The gun girl's like literally charging her gun toward our Garatia. It's like, I'm gonna kill you because you're a Thenodian. So it's like, is she gonna die? They did with Flower. They trapped Flower inside jail or inside a cube or something. I don't know. That's what I heard. So it's like the play be like, so is Karatia gonna die or what? Am I gonna cry if Karatia is gonna kill? But I don't want to go through the same feeling. I already sad of Karatia first death. Come on, you Kuro Game, you cannot do that. I'm watching you, Kuro Game. Please don't do that. Please kill anybody except iuno and. Actually, don't kill anybody.
Iuno's fate, her role in the lore.
Don't kill anybody and just like revive them. Like, actually, I'm not gonna give a take.
Simply put, she can see the future, foresight or something. The theory goes that she has foreseen a disastrous outcome for the upcoming Great Hunt in Sanguinis Plateus, a fate that very likely involves Augusta. So her story becomes about trying to avert a destiny she already knows is coming, and that struggle is what is expected to put her in mortal danger. It creates a genuine sense of tension before the patch even drops. But having a high-stakes story is only effective if people can actually follow it. And that brings us to a long-standing, very fair criticism of Wuthering Waves. The lore has a reputation for being, let's say. A bit of a dense reading
Then you have to wait for
it is deep,
the
but
whole
it is
patch.
also convoluted, and that can be a huge barrier for new or casual players that is trying to get into the lore. But it seems Kuro has been paying attention to this as well. In this update, they are adding a dedicated weapons tab to the in-game gallery. This might sound like a small change, but it is a critical fix. It creates a centralized library, a single accessible place where players can
I thought they already have this. I thought they have a whole gallery already since the game started. I didn't know that they didn't have it at all. I didn't know that.
go to read the world building attached to their gear. You no longer have to go digging for it. And to show this isn't just a one-off fix, the developers have already confirmed that a similar Echo category is planned for the future. This signals a real foundational commitment to making the game's deep backstory easier for everyone to digest. They are not just writing a good story, they are finally building a better bookshelf for it. So with improvements to how the story is told and how the history is accessed, let's look beyond the main narrative to the world itself, which is expanding with new threats and new ways to play. On the combat front, we are getting a few new bosses, but the one that has really captured the community's attention is a creature called the False Sovereign.
Bro, this boss is so cool as fuck. It's like the aura of it is just like feel like a final boss. You know what I mean? Not like who's that? The Leoline? Leoline is not a final boss. Come on. This look like a final
And you can
boss. Look
see
at this.
why. Its design is
Look at
just
that.
unsettling and kinky. It is this mass of tentacles and alien geometry,
gooey.
and it immediately
it's so
stands out
cool.
from
It's
the
like
other
a
enemies
real
in the game.
Thanodian,
Okay,
right?
guys, I'm gonna
A
need
real
you to
black
hear
type.
me out. You know what I'm saying? This visual distinctiveness is already fueling a ton of lore speculation, with most of the theories connecting it to the Thanodians, the game's overarching cosmic threat. It is effective enemy design, acting as a piece of
Thanodian.
world building that makes the universe feel a little bigger and a little more dangerous. But not all the new content is about direct hands-on combat. The headline event for this patch is a tower defense mode, officially called the Tide Defense Simulator. Now, tower defense minigames are pretty common in this genre, but the
Yeah, I don't like this even.
initial impressions suggest this one might have a bit more substance than usual. Previews have shown off more complex map layouts and a greater variety of trap placements. We are not just talking about floor traps, we're talking about wall, ceiling, floor traps that can be combined. This means you can create much more intricate kill boxes, layered gauntlets designed to take out enemies before they ever reach you. For players who enjoy strategy, this is a very welcome addition. However, this is also where we see a divergence in what players want from the game.
Okay.
There is a significant portion of the player base that sees a passive strategic focused minigame like this and just finds it boring. And the reason is simple. They have spent hundreds of hours building these characters with deep complex combat kits, and they want to use their skills, their combos, their perfect dodges. A game mode where you mostly watch traps do the work doesn't let them engage with that system they have invested so heavily in. This highlights a key challenge for Kuro Games moving forward, balancing the desire for diverse casual friendly content with the expectations of a core audience that signed up for challenging action-oriented combat. It is a classic developer problem with no easy answer. And this question of balancing the game for different kinds of players brings us to the single most critical test that Kuro is facing, not just in this update, but for the long-term health of the game. I am talking about Endgame, with version 2.6.
Wait, that is a W, the event? I okay, I think it's just like personal bias, but I thought this event was like mid or trash, but people are actually liking it. So what he's trying to say is like, the event of the trap is like really, really unique. Like you can play around whatever you want instead of like having a set of bang. Okay, take easy, like tower defense. Like you only like place only the bamboo only at that spot. For Withering Wind, you can like place any bear trap or anywhere or any echoes like defending your base. I think that was what I mean. And it's like balancing the the trap to make it like it's more like challenging and not more like casual. So it's like safe for casual players and also keep a room space for the challenging players, like the try hard, the the one who is unemployed.
6, they are expanding the Tower of Adversity. And with new floors comes the community's greatest anxiety: power creep. Simply put, power creep is the fear that new characters and weapons will be so much more powerful that they make all your old, carefully built characters feel useless. This usually goes hand in hand with HP inflation, which is when the developers just drastically increase the health of new enemies.
Okay, I think this is the main part of the core part. It's Kuro Games trying to balance the power creep. As we all know, in ZZZ they have a HP inflation issue or the miasma issue. Augusta is basically power creep. Every older characters like my Firefly or my Rappa or my Facial is just like garbage now. Like it's unusable. My Kafka is unusable. Yeah. So Kuro Game, I think Kuro Game, the only problem of Kuro Game facing right now, recently they added like a power creep issue. Like you require a character's like follower to clear the end game content. So I think in Sentota's videos, he showcased about like Jian and Kalada, like in Wuthering Waves. Like the two best team in Wuthering Waves cannot clear easily compared to like the new hero. I think that's why like the problem is. I know like Kuro Games like try to sell out the new characters, but putting inside them putting too much inside the end game, it's just bad. So I would love to see how Kuro Games would balance this.
It is a lazy way to create difficulty, and it pressures you to pull for the newest unit just to keep up. For veteran players,
I think if you wanna like making more challenging, instead of like how you say that, putting characters like more damage, just make the boss easier.
of the
the boss harder,
this
so
is
you
a
get one
familiar
shot.
and dreaded cycle, and that is why this is the ultimate test for all that goodwill we talked about earlier. How Kuro tunes these new floors will be a major signal of their long-term philosophy. Will they respect the time and investment players have already put in, or will they start down that familiar predatory path of making you pay to solve a problem they created? But while the community is cautiously watching the present, they are also getting some very exciting hints about the future. The biggest piece of speculation to come out of the 2.6 trailer has to be the potential for a dedicated mount system. This is all thanks to a key scene that shows the rover riding on the back of Augusta's griffin. Now that could be just a cool animation for the story cutscene, and that would be the
I'm pretty sure that's just a cool animation cutscene. I don't think they're gonna put that inside the newer version or inside the game.
end of it. Except the theory is a lot more plausible when you look at what is already in the game. We already have the Bellborn Geoshaloni, the giant turtle echo that you can literally climb on and ride around. Not really ride around since you can steer it, but like, you know, you can go on top of it. But other than that, we have the Inferno Rider, an enemy that transforms into a functional motorcycle that the players can actually drive. And there is some other echoes too, but the point is, the technical framework for player control mounts isn't just a dream. The foundation for it already exists in the game. They have already built in smaller forms, so seeing that griffin in the trailer feels less like a random cool moment and more like a deliberate tease of the next logical evolution for the game's open world exploration. And that really is
Wait, so the next version, we're gonna ride Griffin, ride pets.
the fascinating state of Wuthering Waves right now. One eye fixed on the endgame, worried about a very familiar problem, and the other looking into the horizon, excited for a brand new possibility. So when you put it all together, what does this update really represent? Version 2.6 feels like more than just a standard content patch. It is a definitive statement of intent from Kuro Games. It is a declaration of their entire development philosophy, put on full display. It is a commitment to a rapid, high-stakes narrative that respects the player's time, and it is all built on a foundation of genuine, demonstrable responsiveness to community feedback. And yet, that brings us back to the central tension of this moment. The overwhelming optimism for this patch is running parallel to a legitimate and deep-seated anxiety about the endgame. The goodwill Kuro has earned by listening so intently is about to be tested by the Tower of Adversity. The future potential of the game has rarely felt brighter, but the present challenge is also very real and very familiar. How they navigate this will likely define the game's long-term health and its relationship with its players. And that leaves us with the big question, one that every live service game has to face eventually. I would be interested to hear what you all think. You know, the balance between rewarding longtime players and introducing powerful new characters is a challenge every live service gacha game faces. Well, how do you think developers can navigate endgame progression fairly? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, but that is all from me, Glaive Q, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!
Oh my god.
Anyways, W video from Glaive here. I'm gonna put a thumbs up. Oh wait, I already did. So I'm gonna leave his video on the description. So, anyways, final thoughts. So I actually starting to understand why people loving this event, and I also like starting like rethinking it could be a good event. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not my type, but it could be. Maybe Kuro Game like change my mind. But the tower adversity problem, I thought it like adding more floors is a good thing, since they didn't nerf the reward. They adding the reward, so players, free to play players can have more pools on their new characters. You know what I mean? But the problem is, you have to be more teams. But they listen. You know, if how you're gonna be doing this, they not gonna like cut the floors all short. They just like try to make you build more teams. But Cool Game actually listen. That is one thing I remember of the live stream, is they like cutting the floors so you only need the same team, the same amount of team, but you have more hazard zone. So you know, the left side and the right side you have to do like from 1 to 4. Right now you only have to do the fourth part if you complete the last tower adversity. So you're still gonna use like 3, 2.5 team or 3 team. Still the same thing. You know what I mean? So that is like seeing like Kuro Games like dedication of like trying to balance the reward and the player time on building new characters as a W. And I think the power creep issue is like they trying to understand like how to balance between like selling out the characters and also like balancing the end game. So hopefully, I don't know. I'm not a like the math nerd or anything. I just like play, and if I cannot play, if I cannot clear, it's either I'm a skill issue or the dev fucked up. That's the only two things. So I think that's all for my takes on this thing. So maybe W Kuro Dev. Anyways, I think that's all for me. And wow, we've been long, like really long. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you next one. Bye bye.